The ball. Introduction, ancient origins, and early footballs. Introduction, the soul of the game. When we talk about football, the first thing that comes to mind is the ball itself. Without the ball, there is no kick-off, no dribble, no goal, no victory, and no heartbreak. The football is not just an object, it is the very heartbeat of the sport. Every player, from a kid playing in the streets to a superstar in the FIFA World Cup final, shares the same passion, chasing and controlling this spherical companion. Law 2 of the laws of the game, simply titled, The Ball, may look straightforward. It defines the size, weight, pressure, and material of the football. But when we dig deeper, we realize that the story of the ball is also the story of football itself. From ancient civilizations kicking leather or animal bladders, to modern sensor-equipped smart balls used in the World Cup, the ball has undergone an incredible journey of evolution, technology, and symbolism. This part will take us back in time, to understand the ancient roots of footballs and how they developed into the modern ball we know today. Ancient origins, the first footballs in history. Long before FIFA standardized the rules, human beings have always had the instinct to kick a round object for fun, for ritual, or for sport. China 200–300 BC Cuju. The earliest known form of football can be traced back to ancient China, where a game called Cuju was played. The word literally means, kick the ball. The ball used in Cuju was made of animal skin, stuffed with feathers or hair. Later, the Chinese improved it by using an inflated animal bladder inside to give it bounce. Cuju was not only entertainment but also used for military training, because it improved soldiers' agility and teamwork. Mesoamerica, around 1000 BC, the rubber ball game. In ancient Central America, the Maya and Aztec civilizations played a ball game using a solid rubber ball. These balls were heavy and dangerous, sometimes players even got injured while hitting or carrying them. The game had deep religious significance, it symbolized the battle between day and night, life and death. Ancient Greece and Rome. The Greeks played a game called episkairos, while the Romans had harpastum. Both games involved kicking, throwing, and carrying a ball. The Roman ball was often made of bladders wrapped in leather. When the Romans spread across Europe, they brought ball games with them, and this influenced later forms of medieval football. Medieval Europe, 12th–16th century. In medieval England, France, and Italy, people played rough and chaotic versions of football. A pig's bladder, inflated and tied at the ends, was the standard ball. These balls were irregular in shape, easily punctured, and sometimes too light or too heavy. Yet, they were enough to create excitement. The games were so wild that kings sometimes banned football for being too violent or distracting from archery practice. The shift towards a spherical ball. By the 17th and 18th centuries, football in Europe started evolving into a more organized pastime. Schools and universities, especially in England, began playing structured versions of the game. This meant the ball also needed to be more reliable and standardized. The leather era. The earliest organized footballs were made of animal bladders wrapped in leather. Leather gave strength, while the bladder provided bounce. However, these balls had serious problems. They absorbed water during rain, became extremely heavy, and could even cause injuries when headed by players. Shape issues. Since each ball was handmade, there was no guarantee it would be perfectly round. Some balls were oval, some slightly flat, and others had stitching that caused an uneven bounce. Despite these flaws, these balls laid the foundation for the football revolution of the 19th century. The birth of modern footballs, 19th century. The 19th century was the turning point when football truly started shaping into the world's most popular sport. Along with the codification of the rules, the ball also saw major transformations. Vulcanized rubber by Charles Goodyear, 1855. In 1855, American inventor Charles Goodyear introduced the first vulcanized rubber football. Vulcanization made rubber stronger and more durable, allowing for better bounce and shape. Goodyear's ball was used in early matches and even displayed at the 1863 World's Fair in Paris. The English Football Association, 1863. When the Football Association (FA) in England was founded in 1863, they created the first official rules of football. Law 2 was about the ball. For the first time, there were dimensions and specifications. The ball must be spherical. It must be made of leather or other suitable material. It should have a circumference of 68 to 70 cm. It should weigh between 410 and 450 grams. The pressure should be 0.6–1.1 atmosphere at sea level. These numbers are still almost the same today in FIFA's laws of the game, proving how timeless those early decisions were. Mass production of leather balls. By the late 1800s, companies like Mitre and Sharon in England began mass-producing footballs. They used hand-stitched panels of leather, usually 18 or more, sewn together to create a more spherical shape. Inside, an inflated rubber bladder gave the ball life. The challenges of early leather balls. Even with improvements, leather balls had several issues. 1. Water absorption. In wet weather, the leather absorbed water, making the ball extremely heavy. A ball that weighed 450 grams dry could weigh nearly a kilogram when soaked. Heading such a ball could be painful and dangerous. 2. Inconsistency. Since balls were stitched by hand, no two balls were exactly the same. Some bounced higher, some rolled faster, and some curved differently. 3. Bladder weakness. If the rubber bladder inside burst, the ball became useless until replaced. Despite these challenges, the football had come a long way from pig bladders and feather-stuffed skins. The 19th century football was now recognizable as the ancestor of the modern match ball.